Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Thanks for coming by to check out another video. We are going to try to do some Sunday sourcing here at the flea market. Now there's not as many people here because it's getting colder out. It's 49 degrees. It's the middle of October, but there's still some people there, so we'll see if we can get any treasures. Let's go out, take a look, see what we can find. This is a lot of ties, and the cool thing about them is some of them have some cool patterns on them, like really neat designs like this one here, and things people would search for like endangered species and lions, and there's more of them underneath. There's a ton of them. They want $50 for all of the ties, and a lot of them have been cleaned and pressed. They're in sleeves, so I don't know exactly how many there are, but for $50, I think I'm gonna go for it on these ties. Okay, so I picked them up. You could see I put them right here in the Primetime Treasure Mobile. It was just too good of a deal to pass up. There's so many great ties. Like I showed you earlier, there's these ones with the animals on them, the endangered species, the lions. There's really cool scenes with them. There's all sorts of other themes that will be good to keyword, like golf, and there's motorcycle ones, and there's all sorts of nice bright colors. I mean, we've got pink ones, we've got nice blue ones like this. There's ones like this one here, and if you look into this box, how many ties there are, there is just so many of them, and they're in great condition. I mean, they're not like wrinkled up or anything. They've all been cleaned, pressed, put in sleeves already. I mean, I would say, just as a guesstimate here, there's got to be here's another animal one right here. It looks like this one is another lion one, so we've got a nice lion theme. I'd say there has to be a few hundred ties here. Like, let's say there's 200 of them. That's 25 cents a tie. So, even if you sold them at $9.99 a tie, first class shipping, you're still going to make a lot of money on this. Yes, it's going to require time, and that's what happens when you're making a volume purchase like this, but that's okay. I mean, there's ties in here that I would just use for myself. Like, this one here, like, this is my kind of style right here. I love these kind of ties. I have a bunch like them. And if you're a guy and you shop for ties, you know that they can be quite expensive at the store. So you just could pick up one tie, it would be $50, let alone all of these. So if anyone sees any that they like, let me know, and I'll certainly make a deal with you. Just put something in the comments section or something that there's one that you saw that you liked. I'll show some more later. Like, we've got this jungle one here, and there's just so many of them. So anyway, let's keep on looking, see if there's anything else we can find in there. The thing about making a volume score like that is that you're pretty much set the rest of the day. So, anything else I find would really be bonus, but I'm pretty good if that's all I wind up finding today. And so there was nothing left to pick up at the flea market. But there is an estate sale in this house right here. It is the second day, and only from 11 to 1 today, everything is half off, and that's the only hours that they have the sale. So I'm gonna go in there and see if there's anything that anyone might have missed that I could pick up. Let's head on in there. Here's a better view of it from the other side here. Nice old one-level house. Half off. So the CDs are 50 cents a piece, and what I'm thinking of doing for that price is to get a bunch of these and lot them together by composer. So Beethoven, just get a whole bunch of them and make a Beethoven lot, and then could do the same thing with Bach, for example, and some of the others that I see. Gonna grab this one as well, this 10 disc collection here. Someone's asking $150 for it right now on eBay. That doesn't mean it would sell for that. There's no comp on it, but still, it's worth picking up for, I don't know, probably get a bulk deal actually, less than 50 cents when I get all of these. These are all the Beethovens right here. I'm gonna pull out all the box, and then I'm also gonna do the Mozarts as well. Okay, so I was able to do a little bulk negotiation here. Wound up getting them for less than 30 cents a piece. So all of these here, this one here we were talking about, and then all of these here, all of them for 25 bucks. So definitely gonna make out on this one. That's the advantage again of buying in bulk. This is why I carry a second smaller box with me, because I'm gonna keep this one up front with the checkout person, and then I've got my bigger box that I could use to carry around the house with. And I forgot, these are also included, these Mozarts are also included in the price for $25. So it's everything you see here, 25. Okay, we've got something hiding down here. Gonna try to get this up. It's pretty big. Let's see what it is. Oh man, this thing is heavy. Okay, let's see. Do this with one hand. This is a laser disc player. Okay, let's see. Got the remote for it, but there's no plug. This is not it. This is something else. So for $5 though, it's worth taking a shot. So this would be worth well over 100. So for $5, I'm definitely gonna get it and just take a shot at it. And if anything else, I'll just toss the HDMI cables in there for the price of the $5 and get my investment back with that, or just the remote. So let's go get this one. So this is why I say you have to bring batteries with you. Go back 2 videos prior where I talk about that. And this one here, this is worth probably 20, maybe max 30. And I was thinking of investing in it for $250 because it would be half off, but I put the 4 batteries in here because there weren't any, and just doesn't work at all, nothing. So this would have been a waste of money even at the $250. So we're just gonna pass on this, but these batteries can help you decide to make an investment and also to avoid a bad one. So don't forget to look through the kitchen area. There could sometimes be some good things in here worth picking up. Usually you have to look through the cupboards. Now I did that. These are bare, but these here have mugs and cups in them. I suggest always looking through those. Make sure you go up top, look at the ones in the back. That's usually where the good ones are hidden. But I did that already, and there's nothing in there that's good. However, also look in kitchens for supplies. I use Febreze all the time for cleaning things, getting odors out and stuff like that. So I will definitely pick this up for 50 cents. All right, lots of rooms in here, here, and around this way as well. Nothing good in here. Nothing good there either. But the other rooms, we may have some more luck. Let's go take a look. This one is cool here. This has like a pull-out drawer on the top of the slipcase for this dictionary. I've not seen something like that before. So I mean, I like the big dictionaries, but it's like A to O and P to Z, and then it's got this pull-out. So I'm gonna pick this up. What books are what? Like 50 cents now?
Yeah, it says $1.
Yeah, so now. 50 cents for that. I mean, I'm gonna get that. Yeah, so it's got a little damage on the side of the slipcase here, but for 50 cents, I can't pass up on this.
And you're gonna resell it, right?
Oh yeah. All right, time to head down another one of these basements. Who knows what's down there? I see some ties, but I think I have enough of those already. There's a lot of books down here, that's for sure. More this way. What do we got over here? Ooh, tools. Nice. Let's take our time go through this stuff, see if there's anything of value still left. All right, well, there's tons of books here, but unless you're into thermodynamics and physics and geometry and stuff, you're really just not going to be able to do anything with these. The economics books, the same thing. There's just not much of value here. Books are very specialized, and you really have to know what you're looking for to pick the good ones out. This one's a good example. This is not a book, but it's a Russian vocabulary card set by VizEd. So these are pretty neat. These will go for about 30. They have sold for that much, and there's currently one up, this exact one, for 30. So I'll pick it up for like 50 cents and probably price it at like $27.50. So neat set right there. Nothing really good left here in the tools area. So we will move on past this. All right, so we're out of there. What an amazing deal. So all of these CDs, the laser disc player with the remote and the HDMI cables, plus that dictionary set with that pull-out on the top of the slip cover and those Russian vocabulary cards, every single thing there for $27.50. She didn't even charge me for the other stuff. She just said, take it. And she gave me this one, which was supposed to be $5. She gave it to me for $2.50. So this is the total price for everything. It's another big score. It just, again, shows the advantage of buying all of this stuff in bulk. It's how you get the best deals. Let's head back to Primetime Treasure headquarters. Oh, and how could I forget? She also threw in the Febreze. All right, well, we're back at Primetime Treasure headquarters. I want to give you a little update on some of Mrs. Primetime stuff, good and bad. Let me start with the good first. I'm going to turn the camera around to show you an update on one of her projects that I showed you last week. So this is the desk and the chair that I showed you last week. Mrs. Primetime had painted it blue. She put an extra coat of paint on it this week, so it's all set, ready to go. Listed on Facebook Marketplace for $125. I wanted to show you something that she did to the inside of the desk that I thought was a nice creative use of something we could have thrown out. We had this old map that was in a map book or something, or it just came along with something we bought in bulk. And instead of throwing it out, she took it and she affixed it to the bottom of this desk here. So you could see it came with some damage on it. There's rips and gouges and stuff and stains. But in the proper context, it looks good and could be a selling point. So this would be something really nice for a formal study area. So, it's just, again, to show, we try to use as much of what we get as possible and just try to find creative ways to get the value out of it. These shutters right here, all I did was clean them down. We listed them on Facebook Marketplace for $50, and we have someone who said they want to come pick it up this week. Remember, I grabbed those out of the trash for free. This I got for free, and I think Mrs. Primetime paid $20 for this. So, even if she sells this for $100, still be a nice profit on it. So that's the good news. Now let me tell you about the bad news. Coffee table that Mrs. Primetime picked up at a garage sale or estate sale for $3. She did some restoration work to it to make it look much better compared to its original state. Now it's supposed to have a piece of glass that went across the top of it, and you could see it back here, and you could probably guess what I'm going to tell you. You could see how some of the edge of the glass is hanging over the edge of that table right below it. Well, when I went to grab this ladder today to do our project, I accidentally bumped the ladder into the glass, and you could see there it chipped the glass right at the end, and so she basically can't use it. This is the piece right here. There's nothing you could really do. You can't like glue it on. I mean, it's damaged. I offered to try to get a replacement for it, but she said it wasn't worth it. So we're just gonna have to make do. We're not gonna lose money on it. It was a $3 investment. She could still sell this for about $20, but with the glass, she was estimating she could probably get around $50 out of it. So I am in the doghouse for this one for sure. Especially combine this with the head in the refrigerator last week, and I've got some makeup work to do, folks. Yeah, so sometimes accidents like that happen. It's one of the worst feelings in reselling when you wind up damaging a product that you picked up to resell, especially if it's a product that your spouse or partner picked up to resell. So, like I said, I'm in the doghouse now. I've got to claw my way out of it somehow, and I will do my best to make that happen. I'm gonna have to put my thinking cap on. And speaking of putting my thinking cap on, what I always suggest doing when you have a bump in the road that happens or a problem that occurs in your reselling business is to try to do a root cause analysis, figure out exactly what went wrong, why it happened, and then put a plan in place to try to prevent that happening again. And so in this instance, what happened was, because of the colder weather, we were trying to move Mrs. Primetime's car into the garage for good now for the rest of the year. So we wouldn't have any issues with that in the morning with like the frost and stuff like that. So we pushed everything over, or mostly everything, onto my side of the garage. A few things of hers, like the desk and the chair, wound up going against the wall on her side of the garage, but there was just less space to walk around. So when I wound up grabbing that ladder and bringing it down, combined with the glass being clear, I didn't exactly see it. Part of it was hanging over the edge. Boom. Chipped right on the side. So that's another lesson, by the way, is to not keep glass pieces like that, or anything valuable that could break with something hanging over an edge, because those are things that are prone to get chipped. So don't get me wrong, I'm taking full 100% responsibility for what happened. I just got to be more careful, and I'm going to try to move things around in there to just make some more walking space so nothing else gets broken or damaged. So all right, so let's move on to something more positive. And speaking of Mrs. Primetime, let me show you an item that she sourced for $5 or $10 on Facebook Marketplace that sold today. It was actually the best sale of the day. It's this item here. Some of you may remember this if you follow me on Instagram. It's right here. It's this Snoopy and Woodstock music box. It plays the Charlie Brown song when you lift open the flap here by the keys. And basically what happens is it's magnetic, and so when you open it, it activates the mechanism inside, and the magnets move around, and it pulls the Snoopy and the Woodstock on top of the piano, so it looks like they're dancing to the Charlie Brown song. It's so cool. It's so awesome. You should definitely check it out and see this thing in action. It's for the 75th anniversary of Peanuts, and this sold today for $80. So way to go, Mrs. Primetime. That's one way I'm going to make it up to you, is by giving you some big shout outs like I normally do though in the video. So but I want to give you an extra special shout out and start off with that item right there. Now, two other things sold today. This right here, which you may remember from a prior estate sale. I picked this up amongst a whole bunch of postcards. It's not actually a postcard though. This is actually an ink blotter. So you could tell that from this fuzzy pink back. Sometimes it's white. Thanks to Kevin, the postcard guy, for seeing this when I picked it up and identifying it for me as an ink blotter. So follow Kevin, the postcard guy, by the way. I interviewed him earlier this year. He has a YouTube channel. Definitely worth checking out. He does a lot of other things besides postcards, but if you're interested in learning more about that, check him out, as well as Popeye's postcards. And Don, the auction professor, by the way, knows a ton about postcards. So those are three people there if you want to learn about it, and paper products. They're all excellent in that topic. So, but this is Planters, and Planters has a big following. Anything with Mr. Peanut on it, I've said that before. This here sold today for $20. So I have less than 10 cents into this. It's a nice, easy, quick flip. I literally put it up last night and it sold this morning for 20. So that's a great piece. It's a nice old advertising piece right there. You don't see too many of these around anymore. And then you may remember from my recent comic book haul video that I showed about a week or two ago. This is one of the Treasury books that I showed, and this is a Captain America one. It's the bicentennial issue, sold today for $24, which it's kind of ironic because I just finished watching the Captain America movie with my son. So kind of weird that this Captain America book sold today. So those are the items. I'm going to get the items that I wound up picking up today from the estate sale out of the Primetime Treasure Mobile, and I'm going to show them off to Mrs. Primetime because she still does not know what I picked up. So I can't wait to see her reaction when she sees all those ties that I picked up. All right, so this is the overview of the ties. Took them all out of the box. Mrs. Primetime and Little Miss Primetime counted them all up. Turns out there's 167 of them, so a little short of the 200 I was hoping for, but about 30 cents per tie, which still is not bad. There's a lot of good designer names in here. There's a Jerry Garcia tie in here. There's other interesting patterns here as well. So I'll just flip through some of them so you could see. But, you know, there's something for everybody here. There's this one here with the coyote on it. There's this one over here, which I may have shown earlier, I'm not sure. But there's a World Wildlife Federation one, which is like a limited edition one with some gorillas on it or something. So there's a whole bunch of really interesting ones. I'm not sure where that one is. If I find it later, maybe I'll bring it out. But there's just so many of them here. Again, like I said, if there's something that you see that you're interested in, please let me know. If you can't easily describe it, just say at what point in the video you found it, and I will go back to it and look and see. So there's just so many. Or if there's a certain style you're looking for, let me know that as well. I created this customized box here to put all the ties in and lay them in, because the other one that it was in was just kind of falling apart. So I made this, and we're going to sort stuff, put it in there so it's easier to find. These are the Jerry Garcia ties I was talking about. I actually showed 2 of these a couple of weeks ago at an estate sale. Very easy to figure out. It's prominently displayed on the back as Jerry Garcia, so that's cool. We've got some elephant GOP ties here as well. There's you know, all different kinds of flower ties if you like that sort of thing. This one's pretty neat here. This one has all these like Japanese symbols on it, and it's made by some kind of Japanese company. So I saw Calvin Klein in here, a lot of Italian brands. So, you know, there's just so many of them. This one here, which is pretty interesting, it says it was made expressly for the Irish Pavilion in New York. So that one's neat. You know, it's just everywhere I turn, there's just these neat designs. I showed you this one at the flea market. There's just so many of them. It's crazy. There's a motorcycle one here. There's just a lot. So anyway, that's it for the ties. Good night, Daisy. You worked so hard today putting all those packages together for me. I really appreciate that. Well, let's go down and do a final wrap up. I do want to update everybody about something, so let's go down and tell them about that one thing. All right, everyone. Well, it has been a long day. I want to give you an update, though, on a prior item that I showed you right here. This is Mr. Six. If you remember, he is the former mascot for the Six Flags Great Adventure theme park. And I showed you in the battery video that when I put those 3 LR44 batteries stacked side by side and pressed the foot down here where it says "Squeeze Me," that made the sound for the song "We Like to Party." And I said that he didn't dance. And it turns out that although the character dances in the commercials, like the actual mascot from the original videos, that they never actually designed this doll to dance. So that's good news. That means he works 100%. And I've got him up listed as completely working in my eBay store right now. So happy to report that. The next project is that laser disc player that I purchased today. So it turns out that that does take a very specific AC adapter plug to power it on. So I did purchase that for $8 and change tonight. Normally you would pick an item like that up for about $10. Remember, I got it for $2.50. Everything else was thrown in for free. So, you know, that's the advantage of going to the estate sale on the last day like that, when they have everything that they're just kind of blowing out. You could get it at low enough prices that even if you need a replacement part, it would make sense to invest in it. And then I hope to sell that for over $100, somewhere around that range. So that's it for today. I hope you found it interesting. Again, if there's anything that you see that you like, let me know that, and I'll prioritize listing it for you. Just let me know that in the comment section. You can check out my eBay store also down in the description section. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center, you definitely should consider doing so. The link is down below in the description section. There's over 12,000 members in that group. group. It's growing very fast. There's lots of fun activities in there, lots of seller support activities. For example, today is an event that I call Support That Seller Sunday. It happens every Sunday. I pick one member out from the group who's been a really positive, productive member in there, and I ask everybody to go and look at that person's store or wherever it is that they sell their items on online, and to see if they can make a purchase from that person. And today, Patty sold over 54 items at least. She may even break 60 by the time tomorrow morning comes. So the link stays up for 24 hours, and it's a really, really fun event, and it's growing like crazy. I mean, we're gonna have a day soon where we're gonna have someone sell over 100 items in one day. It's just gonna be crazy. It's just going crazier and crazier in terms of that event. And there's lots of other events we have on too. So come on by if you haven't checked it out. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's at prime_time_treasure. If you like the video, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Let other people know about the channel. And I appreciate all of your support. See you back at the next video, everyone, which is actually going to be Tuesday night. You're not going to want to miss it. It's not the normal Wednesday night. It's Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Courtney Hayes from Bolo Buddies is going against Donatella of Storage Unit fame. It's going to be an amazing thrift battle between the two of them. You do not want to miss it. It's the second thrift battle that I had. Check out the first thrift battle, by the way. That was between Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler, and Eric, the Vintage Flipper. It was a lot of fun. That is also something that you could find in my video links. Just go over to the playlist and you could see all the different videos. There's almost 500 of them now, categorized in all different areas. There's so much stuff there, and all of it's free. Go check it out, have fun, and I will hopefully see you on Tuesday night. Take care, everybody.